What if the 2 eggs sitting in your refrigerator right now could lower your blood sugar starting tomorrow morning? Not a medication, not a supplement, not something expensive, just 2 eggs, used correctly. But here is the part that will surprise you. Most people with diabetes are already eating eggs, and their blood sugar is still high, still stubborn, still refusing to come down. And the reason is not the eggs. The reason is a simple mistake in how they prepare them and what they eat alongside them. That mistake is happening every single morning, quietly, without you even realizing it, and it is keeping your numbers higher than they need to be. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to fix that. I am going to show you how 2 eggs, prepared the right way, eaten in the right order, combined with the right foods, can become one of the most powerful tools you have for managing your blood sugar every single day. Stay with me, because what you are about to learn could change your numbers as soon as tomorrow morning. My name is Dr. Richard Ben, and if you are living with diabetes, you have probably been told many things about what to eat and what to avoid. Some of that advice was helpful, some of it was outdated, and some of it may have been quietly making your blood sugar worse without you knowing. That is not your fault. You were following the information you were given. But today, I want to give you better information. Clear information. Information based on what the latest research actually shows. Before I go further, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe right now and turn on notifications. Every week I share simple, honest health advice designed specifically for older adults living with diabetes. It only takes 2 seconds, and what I share here is designed to help you take real control of your health. Now, let us talk about eggs. And let us start with something most people never think about. When you wake up in the morning, your body is already in a sensitive state. You have not eaten for several hours. Your liver has been slowly releasing stored sugar into your blood overnight to keep your brain and organs working while you slept. And in the early morning hours, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is your waking hormone. It helps you feel alert and ready to start the day. But cortisol also raises your blood sugar slightly as part of that waking process. So by the time you sit down to eat breakfast, your blood sugar is already a little elevated. It is already primed. It is already sensitive. This means that whatever you eat first thing in the morning hits your body harder than at any other time of day. If you eat fast carbohydrates at breakfast, like white bread, oatmeal with fruit, or a glass of orange juice, your blood sugar can spike very sharply. Much sharper than it would if you ate the same foods at lunch or dinner, and then, after that spike, your blood sugar drops, sometimes quite quickly. And that drop is what causes the tiredness you feel mid-morning, the foggy thinking, the sudden hunger, the craving for something sweet to get you going again. This cycle repeats every single day if breakfast is not handled correctly. The good news is that this is one of the most fixable problems in diabetes management, and eggs are a central part of the fix. Let me explain something important, and I want you to really understand this because once you see it clearly, everything else will make sense. Think about your blood sugar like water flowing through a pipe. On a normal day, the water flows steadily. It moves at a controlled pace. Everything is manageable. Now imagine someone suddenly opens a large valve and forces a huge amount of water through that pipe all at once. The pressure becomes too much. The system becomes overwhelmed. That is what happens when you eat fast carbohydrates on an empty stomach in the morning. Sugar from those foods rushes into your blood very quickly. Your body scrambles to deal with the sudden flood. Insulin spikes sharply, and then blood sugar drops just as fast. Now imagine a different version, same amount of water. But this time there is a regulator on the pipe. The water still flows, but it flows slowly, steadily, in a way the system can handle easily. That regulator is protein, and eggs are one of the richest, most accessible sources of protein you can eat. When you eat eggs at breakfast, the protein in them slows down the rate at which sugar from other foods enters your bloodstream. Instead of a sudden flood, you get a slow and steady flow. Your blood sugar rises gently, your insulin responds calmly, and your energy stays stable for hours. 2 whole eggs contain approximately 12 grams of high-quality protein, and the glycemic index of eggs is 0. That means eggs by themselves do not raise your blood sugar even 1 point. Not 1 point. They are one of the only foods that can actually help lower the blood sugar impact of everything else you eat at that meal. Now here is where things go wrong for most people. And this is the part I want you to pay very close attention to. Many people with diabetes are already eating eggs for breakfast, but they are still seeing high numbers afterward, and they blame the eggs. But the eggs are not the problem. The problem is what they are cooking those eggs in and what they are eating alongside them. I want to tell you about a patient of mine. Her name is Margaret. She is 71 years old. She had been living with type 2 diabetes for 6 years. Margaret came to my office about 8 months ago. She sat down quietly, placed her glucose log on my desk, and looked at me with tired eyes. She told me she had been eating eggs every single morning for months because someone told her eggs were good for blood sugar, but her fasting numbers were still between 160 and 180 every day, and she could not understand why. I asked her to describe her exact breakfast in detail. She said she fried 2 eggs in a generous amount of butter. She ate them with 2 slices of white toast, and she drank a glass of fresh orange juice alongside. When she told me that, I understood everything immediately. The white toast was digesting almost instantly and sending a rapid surge of sugar into her blood. The orange juice, even though it was fresh and natural, contained concentrated fruit sugar with no fiber to slow it down. It was entering her bloodstream almost as fast as a soda would. And the butter used for frying was adding saturated fat that was actually making her insulin work less effectively. The eggs were trying to help, but everything around them was working against them. I proposed one simple change, just one change to start. I asked her to stop frying the eggs in butter, scramble them gently in a non-stick pan with no oil at all. Eggs have enough natural fat that they will not stick when cooked on medium heat. And I asked her to replace the toast and juice with half an avocado and a small handful of spinach. That was it. Nothing extreme. Nothing complicated. 2 weeks later, Margaret sent me a message. She said her blood sugar after breakfast had dropped from 175 to 138. She tested it 4 mornings in a row to make sure, and every morning the number was lower than it had been in years. She told me she could not believe something so simple had made such a real difference. And this is what I want you to understand. The eggs were never the problem. The preparation and the pairing were the problem. Fix those 2 things, and the egg becomes one of your most powerful allies. Let me walk you through the correct way to prepare eggs if you have diabetes. I will keep this simple and practical. The best method is scrambled in a non-stick pan with no oil and no butter. Just beat 2 eggs gently. Pour them into a warm non-stick pan on medium heat and stir slowly for about 2 to 3 minutes until they are just set. Soft and creamy, not dry and rubbery. The second best method is boiled. Place your eggs in cold water, bring it to a boil, and cook for 10 minutes for a firm yolk. You can prepare boiled eggs the night before and keep them in the refrigerator. In the morning, you peel them and eat them in under 2 minutes. No cooking required at all. The third option is poached. Crack your egg gently into simmering water and cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. This method uses no fat at all and keeps the egg very clean and light. What you want to avoid is frying. Even if you use olive oil, frying at high heat changes the fat in the oil and adds unnecessary heaviness to the meal. And as I showed you with Margaret, frying in butter can actively work against your insulin sensitivity. Now, here is something very important that most people do not know. Do not throw away the yolk. For many years, people were told to eat only the egg white and discard the yolk because of cholesterol concerns. That advice is now outdated. Modern research has consistently shown that for most people, the cholesterol in food does not directly raise the harmful cholesterol in your blood. Your liver controls that, and what harms your liver far more is sugar and refined carbohydrates, not egg yolks. The yolk is actually where most of the egg's nutrition lives. The yolk contains choline, which your brain and liver both need to function properly. It contains vitamin D, which multiple studies have shown can improve how well your cells respond to insulin. It contains B vitamins that protect your nerves and help prevent that tingling in your hands and feet that many people with diabetes experience over time. And it contains lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 compounds that protect your eyes from the damage that high blood sugar can cause over the years. Eat the whole egg, both parts. The benefit is in the whole egg together. Now let me tell you what to pair with your eggs, because this is where the real difference is made. The best companion for eggs at breakfast is avocado. Half a ripe avocado alongside 2 eggs is a combination that can keep your blood sugar stable for 4 to 5 hours. The healthy fat in avocado slows down digestion even further. It makes the whole meal work even more slowly and smoothly inside your body. And it is genuinely filling in a way that keeps you satisfied until lunchtime without craving anything in between. The second best addition is vegetables. Spinach, tomatoes, peppers, mushrooms, or zucchini. Any of these can be added to your eggs. They provide fiber, which works alongside the protein in the eggs to slow the entry of sugar into your blood even further. Think of it this way. The protein in the eggs is the regulator on the pipe I described earlier. The fiber from the vegetables is a second regulator working at the same time. 2 layers of protection instead of 1. The result is a blood sugar curve that is noticeably smoother and more controlled. A simple vegetable egg scramble takes about 5 minutes. Beat 2 eggs, add a handful of spinach and a few sliced tomatoes. Cook in a non-stick pan on medium heat. That is it. 5 minutes and you have one of the most blood sugar-friendly breakfasts a person with diabetes can eat. Now, here is something that almost no one tells you, and it is very important. The order in which you eat your food matters enormously. If you eat carbohydrates first, like toast or cereal, your blood sugar starts rising before you even touch the eggs. The eggs can still help, but they cannot undo a spike that has already begun. But if you eat the eggs first, and then the vegetables, and then any carbohydrates last, the protein is already working before the carbohydrates arrive. The spike is smaller, the rise is slower, and your blood sugar response is measurably better. Eat the eggs first. Always. I know some of you are wondering about cholesterol, and I want to address this directly and honestly. For most people watching this, eating 2 eggs per day is completely safe and beneficial. The large long-term studies done on egg consumption have found no meaningful increase in heart disease risk for most healthy people who eat up to 1 egg per day, and many people with diabetes tolerate 2 eggs daily very well without any negative change to their cholesterol. In fact, eggs have been shown to raise HDL cholesterol. That is the good cholesterol, the one that actually protects your heart. Now, if your doctor has specifically told you to limit cholesterol because of a personal heart condition or a specific genetic factor, please follow your doctor's guidance. Every person is different, and this channel is meant to add to your doctor's care, not replace it. If you take metformin, eggs do not interfere with your medication at all. You can eat them with complete confidence. If you take insulin, I do recommend talking with your doctor before changing your breakfast significantly. Because when your breakfast becomes higher in protein and lower in carbohydrates, your blood sugar may drop more than expected. That is not necessarily a bad thing, but your doctor may need to adjust your insulin dosage. Always keep your healthcare team informed. Let me bring everything together now in a simple, clear plan you can start tomorrow. In the morning, begin with a glass of plain water before anything else. Before coffee, before food, just water. Your body wakes up mildly dehydrated after several hours of sleep. Water helps everything work better from that first hour. Then, prepare 2 whole eggs, scrambled in a non-stick pan with no oil, or boiled the night before. Add half a ripe avocado on the side. Add a small portion of vegetables if you can. Spinach, tomatoes, or peppers are all excellent choices. Eat the eggs first, then the vegetables, then the avocado. If you feel you need something more, a very small slice of dense whole grain bread at the end is acceptable. But eat it last, not first. After breakfast, if you can manage it, take a short walk, even 10 minutes. When your muscles are moving, they draw glucose directly out of your bloodstream and use it as fuel. This can produce a measurable reduction in your blood sugar after the meal. 10 minutes of slow, comfortable walking. That is all it takes. If you feel hungry before lunch, a boiled egg prepared the night before alongside a small handful of almonds is a combination that will barely affect your blood sugar and will keep you comfortable until your next meal. In the evening, consider having 2 eggs for dinner occasionally instead of a carbohydrate-heavy meal. Studies have shown that eating protein at dinner instead of carbohydrates can lead to lower fasting blood sugar the next morning. Some patients see a difference of 15 to 20 points in their morning reading simply from changing what they eat at dinner. Imagine waking up tomorrow and seeing a lower number on your glucose meter, not from a new medication, just from 2 eggs and vegetables for dinner tonight. I want to be honest with you about what to expect, because I believe you deserve real expectations, not false promises. In the first 3 to 5 days of eating this way, most people notice they feel better before lunch, less tired in the mid-morning. Less urgency around snacking, a steadier kind of energy that does not spike and crash. Over 2 to 4 weeks of consistency, many people begin to see their fasting blood sugar numbers trending lower. Their morning readings start coming down gradually. Over 2 to 3 months of staying consistent, some people see meaningful improvement in their A1C. That is the number that reflects your blood sugar control over a longer period of time. But I want to be very clear. These results come from consistency, not from one perfect morning, not from trying it for 3 days and stopping. This works when you make it the default, when it becomes your normal breakfast, not an occasional experiment. Your body did not get where it is overnight, and it will not change overnight either. But give it the right signals consistently, and it will respond. I have seen it happen many times. I want to leave you with something that one of my patients told me at her last appointment. She said to me, "Dr. Ben, I spent years thinking my body was broken. I thought nothing would ever work. And it turns out the thing that helped me most was already in my refrigerator. I just needed someone to show me how to use it correctly." That is exactly what I want for you. The eggs are already there. The information is now in your hands. The change you can make tomorrow morning is simple, affordable, and takes less than 5 minutes. Your blood sugar does not have to stay where it is. Tell me in the comments below what your breakfast looks like right now. I read every comment, and your answer helps me make future videos that are more useful to you specifically. If this video helped you see things more clearly, please give it a like and share it with someone you care about who is also managing diabetes. That one share could make a real difference in someone's numbers. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Every week, I share simple, practical advice designed specifically for older adults living with diabetes. No complicated science, no false promises, just clear, honest information you can actually use. Take care of yourself. I will see you in the next video.